Hello everybody, welcome back to Beware the Terrible. Today we have a new standard deck for you called the Crystal Coast, featuring our amazing Kyogre from Shining Fates with the amazing Surge attack, allowing you to do 80 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. It is obviously 4 energy attack cost, and you need 3 different types of energy for this attack to work. So how do we do it as fast as possible? We have our Chilling Rain card, Froslass with the Frost Over ability, allowing you to attach a water energy card from your discard pile to any one of your Pokemon as you evolve this card from your hand. So the ability only works once. That is why we have 4 Scoop Up Nets to recycle the ability for Froslass. So this is the main card for this deck. We are trying to support charge our Kyogre as fast as possible to do amazing search as early in the game and as many times as we can. All we need is 2 amazing search hits. If we have our telescopic sight in time, we only have 2 telescopic sights to spare, and we have 2 boss order as well. If they play Mew, we have 2 boss order to get them out and kill their Mew as fast as possible. We are not expecting their deck to have more than 1 Mew, so all we can do for this deck is to kill 1 Mew and destroy their bench as fast as possible. If they play a lot of Mews in their deck, we can't actually do a lot, we can't do anything, and then we actually have to concede because this deck is not good against Mew. So on the next rotation, Mew is no longer standard, so this deck is gonna do a lot of damage because we are playing a lot of Sword and Shield cards. We only are playing an extra Hapu card. Hapu is from Unified Minds, which is Sun and Moon, which is no longer available in the standard format on the next rotation. Roller Skater is also a Sun and Moon card. So we also have our Milo and Research to discard cards, discard our energy cards as fast as possible, and those are our supporter cards to draw. To draw our cards, we also have our Gormandize Snorlax, which is the standard 1 price deck formation. So to draw your cards at the end of your turn, once you have done everything on your turn, you use this ability to draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand, and then your turn ends after you use this ability. So this card is very strong. We are using this card to draw. We are using our Froslass to charge up our amazing Surge. We also have our switch cards. We have 1 Escape Rope, 1 Switch, and 1 Air Balloon to switch out our Snorlax so that we get to put Kyogre on the active spot to attack as fast as possible. And we also have 4 Turbo Patch in this deck to allow us to attach our Metal and Lightning energy from our discard pile to satisfy the other 2 energy costs for this card, because if you evolve 2 Froslass on your turn, you get to attach 2 energy with an extra energy from your hand. Then all you need is 1 extra type of energy from your discard pile with your Turbo Patch. So you need only 1 heads with your Turbo Patch on your turn to be able to charge up 4 energy cards on your Kyogre to do amazing search on a single turn. So that's how powerful this deck is. All we need is 1 Turbo Patch hits, but we only have 4 Turbo Patch to spare in this deck, so we can't actually rely on it too much, and you need to flip coins for it. You may actually be unlucky enough throughout the whole game to flip all 4 tails. So sometimes it's better to charge 1 by 1 before you are confident enough that you have enough Froslass on your bench to be able to attack within 1 go. So all we need to do is switch it out once we have enough Snorons on our bench, and then attack with amazing Surge on our second or our third turn. Is okay if you can't attack fast enough. As I said earlier, all we need is 2 hits. If they play a lot of Crobats, Eldegoss, any other supporting basic Pokemons on their bench, even a Chinchino, all we need is 2 hits to kill an Oricorio GX, Dedenne GX, and any other supporting cards. So this deck is mainly targeting those decks that require a lot of other supporting cards to help them with their strategy. For example, Pokemons with abilities or something like that, because we're trying to target their bench as much as possible and hit them with a telescopic sight. All we need is 2 strikes. 1 with a telescopic sight and 1 without, to kill all GX and V cards, supporting cards, and take all 6 prize cards within 2 hits. This is how strong this deck is. So this card, amazing search, very powerful. 110 plus 80 damage is 190, knocking out throughout the board all Cricketune Vs, all Eldegoss Vs, all supporting Crobat Vs, Dedenne GXs, any other V cards that they use to support, Oricorio GX as well. Chinchino, all of the supporting basic Pokemon, Snorlax, Gormandize, 160 is enough to kill it. So all we need is 2 amazing search. I cannot stress that enough. That is all we need, 2 strikes. All we need is 8 energy cards 2 Turbo Patch hits, maybe even 1 hit if they don't boss order knock out our Kyogre fast enough. They do need to boss order our Kyogre very fast in the game because we are charging up very fast, one after the other, over and over again with our Froslass, Scoop Up Net, with our Turbo Patch. If they don't have it fast enough, then we can actually do damage to them and kill them with 2 hits, and that actually seals the game right there. We also have 1 Viridian Forest to get out our specific type energy cards because we need our specific metal, specific lightning, and specific water energy cards. We need to discard this water energy. That is why we have 7 basic water energy cards and only 4 metal and 4 lightning energy cards in this deck. We also have 2 Sonias, 3 Quick Balls, and 1 Level Ball to get out our Snorunt and Kyogre onto our bench as fast as possible. Snorlax, Gormandize as well, very important card so that we get to draw until we have 7 cards in our hand. Very powerful, but our turn ends after using it. Obviously, we can't do anything about that, but it is a 1 prize card allowing us to restrict our deck from any Detaining GX or Crobat V so that we get to confine our opponent's prize card draw as much as possible and delay their gameplay as we fast charge our Kyogre. So we are not only slowing them down by forcing them to take 1 prize card at a time, we are also speeding up our own game by allowing us to hit all of their Pokemons across the board. And all we need, as I said, is 2 strikes to knock out everything and draw all 6 prize cards. So this is how strong this deck is. We draw a lot of prize cards at a time. And then we have our boss order to take out their Mew, 1 Pokemon Communication to swap any Pokemon cards at hand with another in our deck. So we can actually swap a basic for an evolution card. We have only 1 Froslass, 1 evolution card in this deck. So we have 4 copies of it. So we don't actually need a lot of our balls or evolution incenses. We actually can summon it with our Level Ball or our Pokemon Communication. And also to discard our energy cards fast, we have our Hapu, Milo, Research, and Roller Skater. But we don't have a lot of these supporter cards to spare. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 supporter cards and 4 Snorlax Gormandize to draw our cards. So we actually are a bit slow in terms of drawing out the cards that we need. But that's okay because we don't actually need a lot for this deck. All we need is to set up fast and evolve and attach energy and attack. That's all we need to do. Telescopic Sight, we only have 2 of it, and we may not be able to bring it out into our hand early on in the game, but that's okay. As I said earlier, all we need is 1 hit with 1 Telescopic Sight. We don't need 2 Telescopic Sight hits. We only need 1 Telescopic Sight strike and 1 without to knock out all of their supporting V cards. That is what we are targeting for this deck. If they don't play any Crobat Vs or Detaining GXs, that's still okay because we can still hit their bench Inteleon, Chinchino, Toxicroak, Rillaboom, Mewtwo, Eldegoss V. All of those supporting cards on their bench is vulnerable to our amazing search hit. So we can still win fairly easily. This deck is super powerful. I cannot stress that enough. So that's all for the deck review. Let's go for gameplay. So gameplay would be silent just because I prefer it that way, and so that you guys can focus on the game and don't get lost in all of the chitter chatter. So hope you guys enjoy the game, and I'll see you at the end of this video. Bye for now.
Yeah.
you So that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This deck features our amazing Kyogre from Shining Fates with the amazing search attack, allowing you to do 80 damage to all of your opponent's Pokemon. Very, very strong. We are targeting all of their supporting Pokemon: Chinchino, Inteleon, Rillaboom, Cinderace, all of their, Altaria, Decidueye. Anything on their bench is vulnerable, is targetable by our amazing search, and we can actually draw extra prize cards for them. This card is super strong, but it is 4 energy attack cost. We need to pay 1 water, 1 lightning, 1 metal, and 1 colorless energy for this attack to work 4 energy, 3 different types of energy, an amazing card. So how do we do that? We have our Froslass Frostover to attach a water energy card from our discard pile to any one of our Pokemon as we evolve it. We have our Scoop Up Nets to recycle that ability. We have our Turbo Patch to add those extra energy cards to our Kyogre from our discard pile. If we flip ahead, we have 4 Turbo Patches in this deck. We have our Viridian Forest to get out our specific type energy cards out into our hand and discard them with our Roller Skater, with our Hapu. We need to discard our energy cards fast so that we get to attach them with our Frostover ability and with our Turbo Patch, because we are actually attaching energy cards from our discard pile. So that is why we need to have them in the discard pile early on in the game. We have our Quick Balls, we have our Viridian Forest to discard cards from our hand. We have Milo and Roller Skater to discard from our hand as well. 1 Research and 3 Hapus to discard energy cards fast. And we have our Sonia to set up fast to make sure we get out our Snorrans as early on in the game as possible. And we have 3 Quick Balls and 1 Level Ball. Also 1 Pokemon Communication to get out our Froslass. So Level Ball also allows you to bring out your Froslass because it is only 90 HP. We have 4 Snorlax Gormandize, only 6 supporter cards in this deck. 6 supporter cards is fine because we are relying on Gormandize to draw out our cards. If they Marnias, is still fine because we still have 4 cards in our hand to spare. We don't really need that many cards, as I said early on in this video, because all we need to do with this deck is to evolve our Froslass and attach energy to our Kyogre fast, switch it into the active spot and attack Amazing Search over and over and over again until we kill all of our opponent's Pokemon and they're left with nothing. And we draw all 6 prize cards within our second hit. All we need is 2 hit with a telescopic sight. We only have 2 telescopic sight in this deck. Is okay because all we need to do is attach 1 telescopic sight for an extra 30 damage to their Pokemon V and GXs on their bench. If they have a lot of Crobat Vs, Dedenne GXs, or any other supporting V cards on their bench like Eldegoss V or Kricketune V or Ricorio GX as well, we can target it with only 1 extra telescopic sight for 110 damage, and then all we need to do after later on in the game is to add an extra 80 damage to those V cards on their bench to do a total of 190 damage, effectively knocking out all Crobat Vs, all our Ricorio GXs, all Chinchinos, all Inteleon, all of their Rillaboom on their bench, Toxicroak, anything on their bench that they are supporting Eldegoss V, everything on their bench is knocked out, and we get to draw a lot of prize cards for those extra knockouts. So all we need is 1 telescopic sight hit and 1 without to be able to knock out all of their supporting V and GX cards. We also have 2 boss orders to deal with any pesky Mews. If they have more than 1 Mew in their deck, or if they recycle that Mew, shuffle it back into their deck and play it again, we can't actually do much because this deck is allergic to Mew. But good news, next rotation, Mew Bench Barrier is no longer in the standard format, is kicked out. That means all of the Rapid Strike decks and all of your Amazing Surge combos is gonna do a lot of damage to any deck. To all of the standard deck, this card is gonna be super powerful on the next rotation. So let's hope this deck sticks. That's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. If you find our videos interesting, entertaining, and fulfilling in any way. We'll see you in the next one, and have a nice day. Bye guys!